Ladies and gentlemen, we got a new CJ the Champ video. 2003 General Grievous was the devil. Let's get right into it. Let's get right into it. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me.
Something's wrong with him. That's not human, man. You're not regular, man.
I remember General Grievous. I feel like they didn't do enough with him in the video game. In the actual movies. The animated, the Clone Wars, was it? Did a little better. The extended stuff did a little better with Grievous than I feel like the actual movie did, because by the time you see him, like, he has so much backstory. Anyway.
Nigga was the devil, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new series on the channel, The Forbidden Files. Now, let me quickly explain to y'all what this is. These are not trials. These are files and cases for characters that, quite honestly, don't even need a trial. This is the new tier called the Forbidden Tier. And
so that's even worse than the table. He just creates a new...
It is strictly reserved for legends of the game. And we're starting this series off with a character that was so disgustingly broken, he had to get nerfed. And that is none other than 2003 General Grievous. This nigga Grievous in 03 was the...
They definitely nerfed him and he got his ass whipped, boy, by the time... Man, because Mace Windu actually whipped it when he went like that and crushed his guy and made it... That's why he was talking like that?
Full in animated form. Niggas talk about 03 Grievous like niggas talk about Vaughn. Like, this dude was a Jedi killing machine that was non-force sensitive, by the way. Like, for real, deadass, bro. If he wanted you out of there, he'd go do it himself, on feet by himself. The nigga straight up had to go. And let me just give y'all a warning right now before we even start. If you have only seen Grievous from Revenge of the Sith in 3D Clone Wars and have never seen this man in the 2D version, then...
Nah, the 2D one was... That's what I was saying, like, they made... By the time you first see him, if you only see him, and I think the animated is the animated Clone Wars, and they're both called Clone Wars, actually. Yeah, this one was the one that was like little, they had like short blurbs, like the episodes weren't even full 30 minutes long, which was criminal. But...
Woo! You're in for a ride. So let's not waste no more time. Without further ado,
The Forbidden Files. Let's go.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen.
Why is he forbidden?
Sliming out multiple Jedi at once. Now, this right here was Grievous's first appearance in any type of Star Wars media. And man, I'll tell you, boy, this on record has to be one of the craziest character debuts of all time. So this is how this went down. While Anakin and Obi-Wan was finishing up a mission on this one planet, they get hailed from this one Jedi Master. And this man is fighting for his life and panicking. Bro,
that boy just looked like a jobber. They didn't even give his face details, just like...
I was on the line like...
That boy droned like Jiren.
General Kenobi, we need immediate evac. This new droid general, he's unstoppable. Oh God, what the hell? And the next thing that you see when they swap to that planet is this man falling over and dying, and Grievous stomping the communicator in the ground. The first time you ever catch a glimpse of this demon is him booming a Jedi Master. Not just a regular Jedi Knight, a whole ass master. That is fucking horrifying. Now let's continue. The other Jedi that are with the Master that just got boomed are being completely surrounded by an army of droids. So while they had them completely surrounded at this abandoned ship, Grievous makes them cease fire. And after he made all the droids stop shooting, this man got on the mic and said,
"That swag, boys, and every one of them stopped.
Attention, Jedi scum! You are surrounded by the glorious separatist army!
That boy like Anakin, though.
I could have my character swift tease you right now, but where will be the fun in that? So
if you know anything about Star Wars, I think you automatically know who's going to survive here, because it's like 3 famous Jedi that are in other lore and clearly go past this point. And then, like, I think it was 2 to 3 obvious niggas joined like Shaggy. It's like, oh, he dead. He definitely dying. What? He's living.
Prepare
She's gonna make it. She's died like 4 different times in Star Wars.
Jedi.
So after Grievous drops the mic and proclaims that he's gonna slime out the Jedi himself, they all start taking position and getting prepared for this nigga, because Grievous is walking towards them right now. And let me say this real quick. The Jedi in here are no pushovers, especially these 3. Long head ass.
Those 3 are the ones that we recognize, so it's like, oh, who's gonna survive this?
Ki-Adi-Mundi, who is a member of the Jedi Council, Shakti, who was a pain in the ass to fight in The Force Unleashed.
She died in The Force Unleashed. She died in, I think in one of the books. She died, or the comic book, and then she also died in the movies. Like, she just keeps dying. And then, didn't they just canonize her death in Obi-Wan? Like,
in Ayla
they love
Secura,
killing
an
her.
alien shorty that took like 10,000 back shots from clones in Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah,
like, these are known
Jedi
Jedi masters. And the fact that this man Grievous had this long head ass motherfucker sweating bullets is insane. So while Grievous was approaching them, all they could hear was his footsteps echoing around the wreckage. They couldn't tell where this dude was at all. So this is where the insanity begins. This poor Padawan that looks like Shaggy, and believe it or not, his name is actually Shaggy. Not gonna lie, when I first watched this, I was like, why does this dude look like Shaggy? And boy, oh boy,
Jiggy Scoob! Grievous looks real mad, doesn't he? Noise.
To find out, this actually is a Jedi version of Shaggy. Like, that is just hilarious to me, bro. But anyways, while Grievous's footsteps got louder and louder, Shaggy, being the same scary-ass nigga in Star Wars as well, ended up losing his composure. So he runs outside just to get squashed by this nigga.
What did I say? I said, oh yeah, he a jobber. We already see that.
Grievous.
Mile away. We saw that one.
Yeah, R.I.P. Shaggy. That is one of the most insane deaths I've ever seen. This nigga Grievous jumped from the top rope and squashed him. Knocked the sonic rings out that nigga. If you pay attention very closely, his entire body disappeared. That means the impact of that fall was so hard, his carcass was squished into the ground. His body was literally unrecoverable. So after Grievous squashed Shaggy, he starts towering over all the Jedi and laughing at their asses. Then
you need to be hooping. I don't know why you on you need to be on the court right now. What are you talking about? LA might need you, brother. What you over here? I'm about to return. Hey, this the answer to Wembyana. You know what I mean?
10-foot
Wembyana.
Mechanical body, and then just disappears. These niggas were shook because this just turned into a survival horror. Grievous really started playing Dead by Daylight with these niggas, just toying with them while he was ready to hunt them down one by one. So while they were moving back with their backs against each other, you see this nigga appear out of the shadows like Batman hanging from the roof. Dude is literally looking over them, stalking his prey. So Grievous finally decided he was ready to get active. He jumps from the roof and starts going to town on these niggas, fighting the whole 1v5 and enjoying every second of it. And dude, this man is a literal cheat code. He can turn his body into a Beyblade. This is the most unfair shit I've ever seen. Like, how the hell are you supposed to fight a 10-foot cyborg that can move his body like a Beyblade? Oh, and guess what?
How you even attack? That's great defense and offense at the same time. Like, I mean, y'all, I do be thinking like sometimes they forget they got like force powers. Like, if you don't force push this nigga or force push, and I know it don't always work, and my headcanon is if somebody's a certain level, you got to be a certain level stronger than somebody to be able to force push them. It's no different than pushing them. That's my headcanon. I've never seen the description of that, because sometimes people can get pushed, sometimes they stop it, but he's not force sensitive. I can see if you try to force push them and then they use the force to cancel it out, but he's just...
That's not all he can do, because this is about to get even more insane. He started breakdancing on their asses, fighting them with his feet. No way in
That boy think he Eddie Gordo.
hell, a 10-foot cyborg should be moving like this.
Bustin' moves.
No, twin, nah.
Athleticism.
I'll be for real, bro. If I saw this shit, I'd put the saber down, bro. I wholeheartedly understand why George Lucas nerfed this nigga. So as the fight continued, long-head-ass Ki-Adi-Mundi tried to force push, bro.
Oh, there we go.
Grievous
Okay.
dodged it and landed on the side
There
of
we
the
go.
roof. So this is when Grievous decided to start singling them out. He
Damn.
jumps back in and
Come here.
hits the ground so
Ow.
hard he made a smoke screen. So this wildebeest-looking nigga decided
he
to
outta
go in
here.
and try to fight
Yeah, he
him
outta
one-on-one, but
He outta
Grievous
here.
pulls off a crazy move. He blocks his attack, and when old boy tried to swing at him again, he dropped his saber, cut him across the middle.
I wasn't familiar with your game. Oh, what? That be the type I've said stuff like that. I'd be like, man, to keep it real with all the stuff that Jedi can do or like what you can do with a saber, I feel like when they write battles or like lightsaber, they're not creative enough. Like there's mad stuff where I go like, there is a lot. Why don't like if you're a force sensitive, why can't you just shut off why can't you just shut off somebody's lightsaber? I think that'd be like a cool scene if somebody just like such a menacingly strong force, and they all try to back out their lightsabers, and he just goes, "Ew," and they all just shut off. Ah! That would be maybe they have done that, and I just haven't seen it. But like that would be hard because then it's like, oh, we ain't even going. Okay, yeah, we cooked. But that's why another thing is like, why don't you just get freaky with it? Like. Y'all got force powers. Have it up in the air when they try to cut it. Come back there. That's a nice move. That's a nice move, Grievous. I like that.
With this green one, then just slide this nigga with this other one. Bro,
That was a
boomed
nice
that
move.
musty-ass
Nice.
wildebeest immediately when he was 1v1 with him. So
Yeah.
after the wildebeest Yeti hybrid got boomed, Shang-Chi decides to throw a bunch of scrap at him. But Grievous ends up cutting through all of it.
Come
Then
here,
this
come here.
one Jedi tries to
He
pull up
outta
on
here.
him. I'm going to refer to him.
He out of here. You can always tell when they out of here. Those three that he mentioned, Shakti, Ki-Adi-Mundi, and the other one, they're going to survive. The other people that, like I said, they put here just to get cooked. And he looks like a rodent. So, like, you just came here to get cooked.
Is yeet because a nigga got a turban on his head. Grievous grabs his elongated head with
the
his
foot,
grippers
like a
and
monkey.
slams bro's head into the ground, breaking his neck on impact. Bro didn't stand a chance. He didn't even get to swing the saber.
Hey, cut me with a saber. Let me go out with like a gangster. Let me go out like a real Jedi. Let's go. Let's have a saber fight. Don't in the middle of a saber fight melee me to death. That's crazy, brother. We could have just been fist fighting. Like we got powers. We could jump, run fast, push each other. You gonna just slam me to the ground, break my neck? Disrespectful. Let me go out like a Jedi and cut me in half or something. Like, what we doing, brother? That ain't fair.
His last seconds of life was him getting his face gripped by this man's
Come here.
foot, then eating dirt right after that. But old boy wasn't the only person to get his face gripped, because after Grievous boomed him, Ayla came in trying to swing,
gonna make
but
it.
Grievous gripped
Woo!
her face mid-air,
Woo!
then swung both of their bodies across the map with his feet. That has got to be one of the most insane ways to slime a nigga, sending them flying.
See, this is creative. I like creative fights where people really fight like with the way that these highly powerful characters would fight in real life with some strategy. These battle weary, these battle trained. I like that. When he grabbed him, I did the backflip throw. You should have broke her neck too, though. I'm just saying.
Is OD. So the last two Jedi remaining were Longhead Ki-Adi and Shakti. So Grievous ended up zoning them both out of their range. Then he drop kicks Ki-Adi's ass across the
Damn.
stage, taking him out of the fight.
Spinal.
And this just left Grievous one-on-one
Spinal.
with Shakti. And he was pushing
Shakti
her
a gangster,
shit.
though.
She was panicking, barely holding on and blocking his strikes.
Shakti a
So he
gangster.
ended up knocking the saber out of her hands. Then he comes in to swing on her, but Shakti barely blocks this with the force. And
Nice.
gets sent flying into a pillar, and she is out of commission.
Nice.
So the last man standing was Ki-Adi-Mundi with his
Turn up, Ki-Adi.
elongated, dingling head. So Grievous grabs Shakti's saber and picked it up with his foot. And he was staring at this nigga Ki-Adi, laughing at his ass like,
You fool with your elongated head.
Hold the phone, nigga. Hold the phone, bro, because I know this nigga isn't standing on one foot threatening to beat my ass. What's up with this disrespect? What did they do to you? I thought this was just some military shit. No, you got personal beef, brother. Why you trying to embarrass these niggas? So are you implying that you about to beat me with one limb? Oh, actually 3 limbs, and you're on 1 foot? Is that what you implying? Kiati, he said you buns, nigga. Yeah, you gotta kill me. He said you buns. He said I just need 1 foot. Come on. Yeah, nah. Get me a blaster, nigga. I don't even want a saber no more. Get me a Schwammy, nigga, with the button. I need a laser gun with the button, with the switch, for sure.
I've been trained in your Jedi arts by Count Dooku.
So after Grievous finished taunting this man, he ends up pushing Kiati
Kiati
and knocking the
gets it
saber
off.
out of his hands immediately. And Grievous ends up going in for the kill. But at the
That ain't gonna
last millisecond, Kiati ends up getting
There we
bailed
go.
out by the clones. And the clones looked at that boy Grievous and said,
Troopers, blast that half-breed clanker.
so they start shooting
Yeah,
at Grievous, and Grievous hits
up
the
smoke
dash.
on him.
While the
Not
clones
happening.
are blasting every single piece of ammo
Calls came through with the sticks. Pull up with the stick and hit, nigga.
that they have at this man.
What's
So
up?
while they continue trying to shoot Bo
Hold on.
down,
Hold on.
Grievous decides to drop in and starts to murder all of the clones in front of him. So after Grievous ended up mowing down the whole front line, a whole gunship ends up pulling up right in front of his face. And this is when Grievous finally decided to make a strategic retreat. So
Yeah, he
Grievous
was-
ends up hitting
He said, you know what? All right, y'all got me.
the dash again.
Y'all got it. Took a whole warship, but he said, you know what? Y'all got me. I actually like that too, because I also sometimes when they write a character as powerful, they just make them way too OP. And then later they get beat by something. You go like, well, why did you make him that OP? If the way to beat him, you basically wrote yourself into a corner. There's limits, where it's like, all right, nigga, yeah, I could beat all you niggas one-on-one. I don't even know, we don't even know if he was gonna be able to beat all of those people plus Kiati. But when the shit pulled up, he said, all right, nigga, okay, y'all got me. I'm out. Hit the dash.
That man is out of there. I know his 40-yard dash
small.
speed is fast as hell. And Kiati and the clones end up retreating. So yeah, that right there was General Grievous's first ever appearance.
That's
so let's
crazy.
review this carnage that
That's
he caused.
crazy.
He crushed Shaggy
Got
into
him out of here.
oblivion, put Wildebeest
pack.
nigga up on a shirt, gripped
Shot him.
Yeet with his feet, and broke his
3
neck,
bodies.
and threw their asses across the ship
3
with his
homies.
feet, and damn near killing Shock T along with Kiati Mundi. Oh, and I forgot old boy at the beginning that got boomed on
Oh,
the
yeah, 4
communicator,
bodies.
along
Damn.
with his entire battalion. So yeah, this man packed up 4 Jedi, put Ayla and Shock T on a stretcher, and had Kiati's ass rethinking life. This is one of the nastiest debuts a character has ever had to date. So yeah, and guess what? That was only case 1. We still got another case left. And boy, let me tell you, it gets even crazier.
I would say this animated Star Wars, I think, had some of the great. I obviously, clearly, I didn't watch all of it, but I do remember watching some. I watched the episode where Mace crushed his chest plate. I watched the episode where Anakin and Obi-Wan were like holding off the clones. No, not the clones. Were holding off the droids in like it was like in the middle of a bridge or something. Like I've seen, and I'll just say, fight choreography is, I think this is the best Star Wars fight choreography.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to case 2, the siege on Coruscant. Now, what you're about to see are the events that basically open up episode 3. Even though this series is now considered Legends continuity, this is still kind of what basically happened. So how this went down. This evil-ass conniving nigga Palpatine sent this man Grievous to invade Coruscant and capture him. So the Separatists end up pulling up to Coruscant,
the
and a
episode I saw,
massive
yeah.
battle just ensued.
This is literally the episode I was talking about on that bridge. Yeah.
Now, before we get to Grievous, we gotta take a detour real quick, because this is one of the hardest moments in Star Wars history. This nigga Captain Fordo was popping off this
Yeah, it went
battle.
crazy.
Nigga turned
Yeah,
into the
hold on.
Doomslayer.
Huh?
Just look at this shit.
Come here.
Him and his squad are being overran, but he didn't care.
Come here.
Boomed the battle droid in
Pull
front,
that.
turned around, smacked
Ah,
this
come
nigga,
here.
dumped the
Big
clip in
chop.
his ass, then he throws his gun at this droid.
He not going. He not going, nigga. Yeah, he not going. He threw the stick at him up the little one. Hold on. What? Oh, that's the blower, nigga. He had the blower on him. He said, "Oh yeah, I'm out. Hold this." What?
Blows his head off, then picked up his blaster in his left hand.
He wasn't even. He just was trying to confuse him with the throw. Buy some time so he could up. You know what I mean? Because let's keep it real. Swing. Some people don't know that. Some people don't know that. Close range combat, the closer they get, this is actually written beautifully. Because some people be like, why didn't he just keep shooting with the rifle? Because in close range combat, a long gun is not great. A long gun is not great because let's even think. Strategically, you might not have been because he didn't have time. One, it's the swinging. You got to swing a long gun. You got to put it on target. It takes way more time to put that on target than it does it's a little blunderbuss. It's a little 19X. But also, it's that, but then also it's when you have a long gun in close range combat, yeah, you might be able to hit homie here, but then two droids might come flank you from the side and then grab it. Once they grab it, because the long gun makes a point of a gun is so I could poke you from a long distance. If I'm this close and you could grab it, I'm in trouble now. Now we fighting over and while I'm fighting, another droid just come put it right to my head and put me to sleep. So he threw it at him like, we're too close. Yang, up the little blower on him. And then when he created enough distance, up the big one. Now he's dual wielding. What? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this is the type of shit I like. I like this.
It started mowing these niggas down.
What's up?
Like, nah, bro. You know this man was top of the leaderboard in every single Battlefront line. Bro just dropped off 20 droids in the span of 20 seconds. So while the battle continued and Captain Forder was running up the scoreboard, we see this nigga
check the scoreboard,
watching the battle and sipping tea, not giving a care in the world. This man doesn't care at all what is happening right now. He's just looking at all this shit like, good. I orchestrated all this shit. I don't give a damn what's happening, nigga. So while Palpatine was enjoying his tea, Shock T, a bunch of troopers and 2 Jedi end up pulling up with her. And they're trying to get this man Palpatine to safety. But Palpatine was just stalling and acting like, oh, Master Shock T, greetings. Would you like to enjoy some tea with me while I watch the battle? And she like, no, old ass nigga, I'm trying to get your ass to safety.
Shock T was
but while they continued to stay in this room, they started hearing
Shock T got held up, went right back into the field. Shock T one of them.
Footsteps around the room. And when they started getting louder, Shock T knew immediately who this was.
Get down, Mr. President!
Hi, how are you?
So he breaks in the window, letting himself right in the room. And look at this mechanical, lanky-ass nigga ore farming. Bro really had to hit a whole JoJo's pose before he started dropping niggas off. So this nigga Grievous looking at Palpatine like,
Greetings, Master. I've come to pick you up.
Shut the fuck up. You mechanical Nimrod. They're not supposed to know that shit till the 3rd movie.
I'm sorry, Lucius.
Now capture me and make it look believable. So Grievous tries to grab him, but Shock T pulls him away. And they end up taking Palpatine, and Grievous is surrounded by about 20 clones. But bro did it.
What is that supposed to do? That's just buying him time.
And care that he was surrounded at all.
What?
Dude was actually ecstatic, because now he could let loose and kill some niggas. So the clones start firing and Grievous jumps up and immediately starts mowing every clone in that room down. Look at what he does to this one dude. He grabs him and plants him on the wall, then just slices him down the middle. And I'm not gonna lie, this next guy got done dirty even worse. Grievous slices bro's gun in half.
If they make a Star Wars thing that's like rated R, I know they're not going to, or like a hard PG-13 where they're really cutting niggas, killing niggas. It's not just because of my morbid just wanting to see destruction and blood and stuff, but it's more like I don't think the stakes of Star Wars keep going down. The stakes of a lot of things keep going down because they keep nerfing stuff. Like the lightsaber ain't nothing. At this point, a lightsaber is just like a baton, nigga. Like I've seen, with the Obi-Wan show where you get stabbed and survive, it just doesn't even make sense. But I think if you make like a real life adult Star Wars property, y'all do so much Star Wars shit. If y'all did that, and I know they say Andor, okay, cool. But I mean like one that's more Jedi based, and we see the actual consequences of getting a lightsaber fight. Or we see the actual consequences of war. And then I also feel like the way that they've made stormtroopers almost like comically useless is because they can't really do like treat them like real soldiers and stuff like that. I feel like that'd be dope, like a Saving Private Ryan, but with Jedi and stuff like that. But like, because people need, I think that would bring back like some of the like coolness of it, because there's really just no stakes. I feel like that's what happened with the MCU too. I feel like by the time they started bringing people back from the dead, started switching out characters for people who don't care, started being more like comedy based, just no stakes. You couldn't even have, I think that's what ruins a lot of things. And I think a lot of people think the way you make things more accessible is to make it more family friendly. I don't always think that's true. I just don't.
Then he grabs him by the leg with his own leg, then throws him out the window. Nah, bro, that is one of the worst ways to ever go out. Bro grabbed his leg with his own leg, then sent him flying, and he's gonna fall for like 100 floors before he goes splat. Oh, man, rip that guy, bro. So as he continued to murder everybody in this room.
See, I like how they really cutting through. Even in Star Wars video games, you got to do a mod to cut through people with a goddamn lightsaber. Could you imagine, like, Jedi were based off samurai. Could you imagine if for, like, however long Star Wars was going, if every movie with a sword, really the sword didn't, like, cut or stab, or there was no consequences, it was just like, bink, it was just like hitting somebody on the head with a baton. Eventually just be like, who cares, man? Like, or if every mob movie, gangster movie, their guns were blanks, like, it would be like, well, okay, but who cares? It's not one of the stakes.
Make this clone look up to the sky to see God. We get to one of the nastiest kills of all time. Grievous grabs this one clone by his face with his grippers, then slams his skull into the wall. Oh, dear God, that might be worse than the guy that fell 100 floors. If you look to the right, you can see the horror on this one clone's face. You don't even see his face, but you can tell just by the look. If I saw one of my homies get slimed like that, I'm gonna be real, I wouldn't know what to do. At this point, just put the gun down and accept your fate, or just run. Those are your only options. Look what happens to this royal guard. Bro grabs him with his grippers.
I knew he was gonna do the royal guard especially different. Because we know Grievous banged blood. He said, oh, you gonna come here with the blue? You gonna come through with the Nipsey blue? The Dodger blue? I see what time it is.
Starts using him as a body shield, then slams his body on the ground. These clones are having some of the most horrific deaths I've ever seen, because this is just getting ridiculous. So Grievous just continued to murder everyone in that room.
See, this feels like there's stakes to this. Like, I really feel like, I feel for these people who are getting cut. I feel for these niggas getting their necks broke. It feels like there's some stakes, there's some emotion tied to it. Like, damn, I'm glad they boomed Grievous, man.
Clones.
But then even the way in the movie that they boomed Grievous was type like cartoony, nigga. Like,
stood zero chance against this man. They were literally used as meat shields so Shakti and them could get away. So while they was waiting by the elevator, all they could hear were just the screams of everybody getting murdered in there. Look at this one Jedi. He is spamming the button trying to get the elevator to come up. Because dude is horrified of what he's hearing in there. So when the scream stopped, they knew the head start that they got.
Y'all telling me y'all got all this technology to take y'all this long for an elevator to get up there? This is what you get for making your buildings 200 flights tall, man. Isn't Coruscant like literally in the air? Yeah, that's y'all fault. That's y'all fault. Now y'all gotta wait 46 minutes for the elevator to come up. Like, yeah, y'all, that's y'all fault.
Was over. Grievous busts through the door on all fours, running at them like a rabid dog while dodging multiple force pushes. So Shakti ends up finally hitting them, buying them some time to get in the elevator, but that didn't put Grievous down at all. So later on after they escape, they're all taking this high-speed elevator down to the ground. So they thought they were safe. They thought they had time to breathe, but that lasted for a whopping 10 seconds. They look to the right, and this nigga Grievous is running down the building.
No, this nigga, he is Grievous, original Grievous, a monster. This shit hard as hell. That's just hard as hell.
Running down a building, keeping up with
remember
a
this part.
high-speed elevator.
Yeah,
Like,
load the cannon up. Yep, the cannon. Load that up. Yep.
Oh, bro, no,
big boy
man.
for him.
This has got to be another reason why George Lucas nerfed this, man, because this is ridiculous. So this one clone said, nah, twin, fuck this shit.
Yeah,
he just decides to shoot a rocket launcher at him. And I'm not gonna lie, was that warranted? Yes. I mean, they gotta try something to stop this man. So when they finally reach the ground floor, they are surrounded by a bunch of super battle
Bet you that rocket launcher would have been helpful here, but I ain't gonna lie to you. That was a great time to use it.
droids. And Grievous just drops from the building right in front of him. So Mr. Manslug nigga decides to use a force howl, but Grievous was prepared this time. He uses those damn grippers, digs in the ground, and starts moving through the house. He was trying every
Oh, that boy turned into a tube, didn't he? That boy turned into a lunchbox.
trick.
He got low center of gravity. Y'all don't know about that. I'm telling you, bro. I love when people pay this close attention with what they're writing and choreographing. Whatever in choreography. I love it because it's science-based. I played football in high school. The reason why you get low with that stance, and they always say whoever's gonna win when y'all clash is the person who's lower. Their center of gravity is lower, closer to the ground, lower to the ground. So when he gets compact like that and locks in, that's actually what you would do in that situation. And then you're just using your legs, so you don't have your limbs and he has big lanky limbs too that might catch wind and stuff. So he turning himself into a thermos, and it's a lot harder. That's why it's harder to push like a rock than it is a piece of paper. It's surface area. He's making his surface area smaller, so come on, I like this. This is what I like. This is what I like.
In the book and couldn't stop this man at all. So they just decided to run. There was no point in fighting him. So while they was on the run, Grievous's Magna Guards end up killing the final two clones. So the only ones that were left standing protecting Palpatine was Shaak Ti and the other two Jedi. So they were having to run for their lives through the city while Grievous and his Magna Guards.
And I swear, bro, they don't make Star Wars content this exciting. Like these a lot of this animated Clone Wars, the cartoon, the 2D one, was a lot about the fights, which I loved. It's like, man, y'all gotta have the team who wrote these fights write some of y'all other fights in y'all movies and stuff, because this shit is fire to watch.
Were chasing them. And this whole chase was just insane. They went from fighting on a ship to Grievous just destroying it, making it crash in the middle of the city. Then they ended up fighting in a subway station. And I'm not.
And that nigga, the dude that was holding Palpatine with one arm, that nigga a gangster. Cause at the end of the day, Grievous, I'm gonna keep it tall. How do you have both hands? He's holding you off with one hand and Palpatine in the other. That's not a good look. That's a scary sight.
Don't lie, this next scene had to be one of the most terrifying scenes of all time. When they thought they were safe behind this train, this man Grievous pops up right behind them. Jump scare of doom. So he starts walking them down and pushing them back. Then kicks both of the two Jedi to the side. So he ends up walking up.
If all three of y'all force push this nigga at the same time and like force push different areas, there's no way he's gonna dodge it all. Why don't y'all just make like a line and then just all three keep force pushing until that nigga can get away?
To Shaak Ti and telling her,
Salutations, Jedi scum! You may have escaped from me before, but today you will be slammed!
But Shaak Ti ends up pulling off a 10,000 IQ big brain play. She used the Force to wrap this man's cape around the train. So when the train was ready to go,
You see what I'm saying? That's creative. That's how I would use the Force if I had the Force. It seems like in the movies, it's boiled down to we push or we jump. It's like, you should be tying shit with the Force. Y'all are just telekinetic. Y'all have all the powers Carrie has, all the powers that Professor X has. Why y'all need to be doing some more shit, bruh? Like, yeah, I would have tied down, would have tied his shoes, nigga. What? That was. And plus, all y'all be wearing these long ass robes, nigga. I'd be chopping you in the middle of the fight, force push your robe down in front of your face like a hockey fight, and I get to cut you.
just gets yoinked. And this Grievous finally brought them some time to escape from this man. So about a good 20 minutes passed, and they think that they finally shaken Grievous. Shaak Ti ended up splitting up from him, and the other two Jedi ended up taking Palpatine to his bunker so he could be safe. So when they got in there and locked all the doors, they thought that they were in the clear. But
yeah, little do they know that Palpatine's working for Grievous too.
They were soon
Grievous is working for Palpatine too. That's probably how he caught him.
About to realize not even getting yoinked by a high-speed train would stop this nigga. Grievous was waiting for them in that room the entire time. So he drops down and starts fighting the other two Jedi. And while he was doing that, look at this evil, conniving motherfucker going back like, good, Grievous, good. Slime those niggas, Grievous. Put them on a shit. So while Grievous continued to fight them, they end up getting
Palpatine backdooring folk, man.
Stuck in a lightsaber clash. And this is when Grievous finally revealed his trump card. The thing that he's most famous for. He pulls out the other two arms and starts using all four of them holes. And when he was using all four of his arms, they stood no chance. Grievous cuts both of them down in a heartbeat.
Damn. You know what's weird is that Calamarian, I think that's what they're called. He's actually in other Star Wars lore, like a lot. I didn't know that's how he went out. I guess it's not canon anymore.
And it was game over for both them.
Damn.
So Grievous finds Palpatine, and he looking at him like,
I've done it, Lord Sidious. Are you impressed?
About fucking time, you half-breed clank. Now get me on the ship and let's fucking go. Okay, on a real note, Grievous actually never knew that Palpatine was Sidious. That is still hilarious to how oblivious he was to him. But anyways, Shaak Ti finally ends up making it to the room, but she's too late. She sees the other two Jedi dead, and Grievous holding up Palpatine, and Palpatine looking at her like, oh, hello, Shaak Ti dear. I'm having a little trouble here. Can you please help me? So Shaak Ti runs at Grievous, but he hits her saber to the side and just chokes her. So he takes her saber, adds it to his collection, then decides to give Shaak Ti some actual shock. He just electrocutes the hell out of her and just ties her up and leaves her there. So Grievous ends up taking Palpatine to his ship. But before he was about to leave, my goat, Mace motherfucking
Windu, come on. This right here is the beginning of Grievous's fall. And they lucky. You niggas lucky Mace Windu was late. Because y'all think Shaak Ti and them, Mace Windu one of the greatest Jedi of all time. They had to trick him to get him out. You see what happened when Anakin and them slimed him out? Come on, gangsta. Rest in peace to Mace, man. Come on. The only purple light said gangster. The original purple light said, watch.
He just electrocutes the hell out of her and just ties her up and leaves her
Watch
there.
what Mace do
So
with one
Grievous
hand.
ends up taking Palpatine to his ship. But before he was about to leave, my goat, Mace motherfucking Windu nigga, came down and looked at Grievous like, you a fake demon twin, and crushes this man's sternum. Look how he had this man Grievous leaning back. Lord have mercy. And this is the incident in this continuity that gave him that iconic cough. So after the ship takes off and Grievous escapes, Revenge of the Sith starts. But yeah, that's basically the end of Case 2. So let's look at our final Carnage report for Case 2. This man launched a full invasion on Coruscant, broke into the Chancellor's room and slimed like 20 clones in the most brutal way fashion, then decided to chase the Jedi throughout the whole city, then kill 2 of them and knock out Shaak Ti for a second time. This is some of the most wicked work of all time. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, and that is the end of our first ever Forbidden File. I hope everybody can clearly see and understand.
I low-key want to go watch that now.
Stand why this demon guy.
I would like more videos about this Star Wars.
Because if he was moving like this in Revenge of the Sith and 3D Clone Wars, then dear God, the Republic would have been cooked. So yeah, 2003 General Grievous, that nigga had to go, just straight up. So with that being said, hopefully y'all enjoyed. Let me know if y'all want any more Forbidden Files because I have a whole list of these. And also,
I would like to have just another video about that. Keep it gangster. Shout out to everybody who watched this. Shout out to CJ the Champ, man. Enjoyed this video.